Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and if I recollect the poetry of Dhumil, one line was Mukti ke raaste akhele mein nahi milte. And companionship is so very important. We end up making our mobile phones as our companion. But sincerely speaking, if you are left alone or after a certain age, you lack the kind of companionship which is enriching for life, then what do? That answer came in the form of an organization called My Sangi. And what is My Sangi? We have the pleasure of welcoming Rajul Prakash Shah ji, President of My Sangi, to our studio. Namaste, Rajul ji.
Namaste.
And we also have Program Director for My Sangi, Jayu Dilip Parikh ji with us. Namaste. Rajul ji, you have been Director of Finance with an important company. From finance to this socially relevant organization, how was the transition in terms of, one would think that you would consider more of investing and making more money or helping some of your friends making more money. But what led you to think about My Sangi?
There was an incident where one of my girlfriends, she was left alone. Her husband died at a very young age. And she said that some of her friends who used to, they all dine together, have good time together, suddenly stopped inviting her. And I said, how come? And she said, well, I was left alone and nobody wanted to socialize with a single woman. And there were also insecurity issues on the other side. So that kind of triggered my brain, and I talked to Prakash and I said, we should start something. So we started thinking about it, and that's how My Sangi came around. It's been a struggle because I feel that the Indian community is still struggling with it, but will not come out and say, okay, we need help, or we need companionship, or we need to get, because it's very depressing, the whole situation. So we started this, and I'm seeing that a lot more people are now participating. They are really enjoying it, and they are meeting new people. They are meeting people who have gone through the same situation as they have. And I think it is very important to have that background and to have that network, the companionship.
So now let me understand a little bit more with Jayu ji. When she mentioned that one of her friend, after she unfortunately was alone, and people stopped inviting her, or maybe there was something which prevented her from going and mingling with others. Either way, but do you see our society not accepting single individuals with equal respect and love as they would to a couple?
Yes, I have also observed that. So when Rajul and Prakash approached me and Dilip, I think the first thing I thought in my mind at that time, knowing everything, and I have known Rajul and Prakash for many, many years. So I think that loneliness to me is a disease, and it's a silent disease, just like a hypertension. So I think that sometimes people don't know. I'll just give you a very simple example, that people don't know that they have a blood pressure until they get checked by the physician, or they have some symptoms. But loneliness doesn't have certain symptoms. So it is a very silent disease, and especially in our society, in our culture, it is kind of put it and hidden under the rug. People don't come out, they don't talk openly until you approach. And I think with our experience, perhaps the Rajul would say that too, that we approach the people even on individual basis. I would call up some people who are alone, and I said, why don't please join us, come for this picnic, come for this luncheon. And in spite of that, sometimes they are very reluctant.
Yes.
Right. So having said, observe all these things, and having said all these things, we came up with the ideas of doing something different. And we decided to have something like a fun thing to do, like a luncheon and picnic and music, and And in a COVID time, we did even much more than that, because on a Zoom, we invited a lot of guests, right, Raju?
Yes, yes.
We invited
The
like
music, we had Umesh.
So, yeah,
offer music.
let me interrupt you, and in order for our viewers also to understand, and I also want to understand, the idea is what? When I say what, meaning, if there is someone who is single, what you are offering is an environment where they can come and mingle. So are you, if I use the word matchmaking, is the idea, or just providing them a space where they mingle with others?
Matchmaking is not the idea at all. This is not a marriage bureau. And I tell a lot of people right from get-go, this is not a marriage bureau. This is a platform where you meet each other, you create your own network, and you create your companionship. Because who wants to go to a movie alone, or who wants to go for dinner alone? So once you start knowing people, once they are in your network, you can call them up, hey, I'm going for a movie, you want to join me? And that is creating the network, that is creating the support system. We Indians still do not understand the kind of support system that exists in American society. Every cause has a support system, and I am trying to create that. It's very important, because again, like Jayu Ben said, it's very, very important to not be lonely and to feel left out, you know, and that was the whole idea.
So now, in the spirit of trying to understand what you guys have in mind, what you are saying is generally the naturally, organically evolved way of people coming together. And so friendships, when you look at these kind of companionship being created by organization like My Sangi, or there would be others, looks like there is something artificial about it. I mean, and you will already have, if you, based on the kind of person you are, if you like to be with friends, then you will have friends. If you like to be alone, then you will be alone. Is that the right way of putting it? I'm just...
I think that the whole idea or the mission of My Sangi is to motivate and inspire the people to come out from their little shell that they are sitting in. So I think that, as I said, that the loneliness is a kind of a disease. I think this is kind of a like-minded people. If they have a same interest, you know, sometimes what happens that when you are alone, our society here especially is built on a platform to go everywhere as a couple. Okay, so whether it's a man or a woman, when they are alone, I have also heard and also observed that sometimes people don't invite because, oh, I'm inviting 5 couples, or he or she may not be comfortable. But that is not the truth. If you are friends, it is our responsibility, I think. I think that we have to be very objective. If I am alone, I want my friends to invite me. If he is alone, I want my friends to invite him, not to feel that they will be uncomfortable. You cannot judge the person. You have to really put your foot forward and make them even more comfortable and take the step forward. And I think that is one of the mission, that My Sangi has that platform for people to mingle with each other and be comfortable. So when they go out with their friends, they will be more comfortable.
So I want to clap for you, because this is a very silent space. People don't recognize it, and they don't address it the way both of you have addressed. And just for the sake of clarity for our viewers, I want to mention that both of them are married with their husbands, so they are not single. And when the name Rajul Prakash Shah is there, the Prakash is the name of her husband who is with her, and Jayu Dilip Parikh ji has her husband as Dilip. So typically speaking, when you come across an organization which is for singles above 50, as I was mentioning you earlier, you think about matchmaking. That is not the case. Then how you differentiate, like if somebody says that his wife or husband, they are in India, so they are also single for some time. So then they also become eligible to be a part of My Sangi.
Actually, it is, when you say single, it is understood that you're not married. either you're divorced or you're widower. So really speaking, that is the whole idea. The idea is not that my wife is or my husband is away for 5
Okay.
months, so I'm single, can I come? No. Honestly, that's not how it works. So when you say single, it is single people. And what you said is artificially, I would say it is organic, because when you are single, it's very intimidating to go to a couple's party, to go somewhere all by yourself. Because if I want to see a movie, I'll say, hey Prakash, whether you like it or not, you're going with me. But a single person, it's not comfortable.
So, forgive me for kind of seeing it differently. When you disagree that it is not matchmaking, but what you are saying, it amounts to a kind of temporary sort of arrangement, which is close to what we would consider going as a couple, meaning having a sort of understanding, which is a little bit more than understanding with any friend.
I'd like to clarify that. What has happened is in the organization, we have, like I said before, it's not a matchmaking. However, there are people who have met each other and they're enjoying each other, a man and a woman. But then on the other hand, we have a group of women who are like 8, 9 people who have made their own little WhatsApp group. And if they want to go for dinner, hey, I feel like going to dinner tonight. How many, if you can join, come to this. That's organic way of growing and growing your friendship and being among people who you feel comfortable with.
So, do you feel comfortable listening to what they are saying? And if you are somewhere close to that bracket of being single and 50 plus, then mysangi.com. .com is
.org.
.org. MYSANGI.
mysangi.org
is the name of the website. You can get more details from their website.
Yes.
But Jayu, how it operates, how do you reach out to the potential beneficiaries?
So, let me just add something in what Rajul
Sure.
also said, in which is it is not just for it is definitely you go out for a movie, for a dinner. But one of the other thing what my Sangi has done is that we are also, when you are alone, you feel sick, you feel unsafe. In a COVID time, everybody was housebound. Imagine that person has to stay by himself or herself to be alone for such a long time, and it was a longer period. So what we did even at that time, we created a phone chain. You make your own group and call each other up in the morning. Good morning, how are you? Just to feel safe and just to feel that you have somebody that you can depend on. The dependency is not, it's a psychological and emotional dependency I'm talking about. That dependency is to make you feel not just safe but happy. That, oh, I have someone, I can really call up someone and talk to someone. And that is, we didn't decide that, oh, I should call you or she should call me. It is among the friends, it is among the meetup group that what we have. They decide on their own. They select who they want to call. And we kind of made even a phone chain at that time. So, like you said, the companionship is the organic, but also it's the friendship. And I think that when they see other people talking or other people are going out or they are developing the friendship, it has motivated and inspired even the other people within the group. And that is one of the things that we feel that, okay, our mission is moving in a positive direction.
So now let us understand, or rather learn from Rajul ji, when you started off and you formally found My Sangi, from that point to now, how many people have become a part of this, I would call it a unique family of single 50 plus people, and how was the experience for you in terms of conveying this idea to those who are single? And allow me to add one more question. Are you restricting yourself to Indian Americans or it is open for all?
Okay, so
Very good
we'll
question.
take, we have close to 100 people right now who at every occasion, we don't have 100 people, but some of them can come, some of them cannot. But we have reached out to many, many more than that. But there are 100 people who off and on will come and not come and attend. So that's first thing. Second question you said is that how do you reach out to people?
Yes.
And we have started putting some ads, but mostly it is word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
If one person says, hey, I had good time, why don't you come join me? And there are people who will bring 10, 15 people, take a whole table, and it's a word of mouth. It is because again, like I'll go back and say again, it is very intimidating for singles to go out and just put themselves out like that.
Absolutely. You have your own insecurities, and
Yes.
it sometimes leads to a sense of inferiority complex also, so that is broken. And the kind of warmth which my Sangi provides makes them feel comfortable, as I understand, otherwise the number would not grow to 100. But now, Rajulji, let us also look at the kind of events which you are organizing as program director, Jayuji, sorry. So Jayuji, when you are conceiving of any event, it could coincide with some festival, and then the cultural dimension also becomes
Yes.
a part of it. So people from different culture, when they mingle, then how that is playing out?
So the different event then when we organize, we always have a theme. Like just to give you a few example, at the springtime, we feel let's move forward because there are flowers are in the thing and how the leaves and we have all the different season. So we would have a theme of the spring, something like that. We also have like at a holy time we would do something, and of course now it's with the Zoom. So we used to have the luncheon and everything, which is we had one luncheon this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so we have a different theme. In a fall time, at Diwali time, we have all the festivals, but we do not have it. We have it a festival or occasions like a week before or so. So if someone has a family or something, there is no conflict. So we are pretty sensitive and concerned about all these programs that what we do, and that according to the events, according to our festival, we plan it out. One of the biggest thing what we do is in November or December, we have this gala, that we organize, and everyone is invited. And this year, we will invite you also because anybody can come. It is not just strictly for the
So now
Sangi
I would
members.
also like our viewers to learn about the upcoming events that
Yes.
you have a picnic. So talk to us about this. What should they expect if anybody wants to join?
If anybody wants to join, the picnic is free. You just bring your own lunch and whatever non-alcoholic beverages. We provide the platform for you to come and meet with other people. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
So as you read it,
So-
one is on Sunday,
This
June
Sunday,
12th,
coming
This Sunday,
which is-
12th.
yes.
and then again Sunday, August 21st.
21st, yeah.
And
And
the
they are at
address-
different parks. So people,
And I'll also read out the phone number if you want to reach out to Rajulji, 908-327-0605. Of course, the email is very simple to remember, mysangi2018 at gmail.com.
Yeah.
So coming back to our viewers, as we move towards the concluding part of our conversation, how, so two things. One is related to finances. Even if two guys go sit together, have a cup of coffee, there is money involved. So how that is working out? You are a finance oriented person.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no, so is there any membership fee or how finances?
No, there is no membership fee. When we have luncheon, we just do it break even. We do not charge anything over what the cost is. Like for picnic, it will be totally free. So people can just come and enjoy at their own terms. And it's an open air, so there is no problem because a lot of people still are worried about COVID, and I can understand that. So it's an outdoor event. So we really feel that people should come enjoy. If you know anybody that is single, please have them come in and have good time, meet new people, strengthen your network, and your support system.
So now becoming a devil's advocate for a while as we move towards the country part, and Jayuji, there are people with different mindsets. Some people are nice, some people are not so nice. It is very difficult for you to filter out who is probably likely to have something which might result into unpleasant experience for XYZ. So how do you make sure? Is there any way of
So I'll tell you, the last year when we had a picnic, it was a very good turnout, and we also had some new members in there. So at that time I remember that we made sure that they are very comfortable. So it is not like we become the part of that group and we mingle with them. So nobody is left out, you know. Our whole committee, all our committee members, we are about 7 or 8.
9 of us.
9 of us. We all kind of go out and meet with them, and we all sit separate. So we become part of them, and we try to make them very comfortable. And I
think I'm very comfortable listening to what you are saying. When I say I'm comfortable, I mean this is the area which required attention, and I'm glad, and I on behalf of the community, I'm thankful to you for thinking about it and putting your energy. But when you put your energy on something which might be thankless, because there are not many people who are thanking you for doing what you're doing. So what is it that helps you sustain your motivation for this kind of selfless service, Rajulji?
My main motivation is to create a support system. At some point, everybody is going to go through this situation, and I do not want to see our own people go through depression, loneliness, because I am also a part of a bereavement group from Jewish rabbi, and I see them, they come in, they talk together, and if there is a lot of confidentiality, that's the kind of thing I'm envisioning to happen in our society.
So I would conclude by once again appreciating the efforts, the thought, as well as applying all that they have accumulated in terms of skill and knowledge in their professional life to help this group, which looks good in terms of they have good car, they have good house, but there is something which is missing, and that this my Sangi is working to fill. And in 30 seconds, if both of you want to add something, first you, Jayuji.
I want to just add one thing, like she said, confidence. The privacy, we take it very seriously. So any member who comes in our group, we don't talk about them at all to anyone. And I'll give you one very simple example, that couple of our friends who are single and they come, but when I meet them outside or in a different group, we don't talk about my Sangi at all, or our luncheon, or where we met, not at all. So their privacy is maintained very respectfully by all our members.
Yes.
So that is a very important point, that people should know that, let's say a person, and I'll just say Miss Fancy came to our group and had a luncheon with us. So I went to a different party at your house and I met Miss Fancy over there. I'm not going to talk about her at all or him at all.
So the way Jayuji
so privacy is maintained.
Absolutely. The way Jayuji explained it, you must have made out that she has been a teacher. She was an assistant professor, and that is kind of evident in the way she explains things. And with wonderful professional background, both of them have applied their energy and this innovative idea. Once again, mysangi.org is the place to get more details about those who are single and 50 plus, and of course on the screen you see upcoming events that are being organized. Time to say thanks to Rajul Prakash Shah ji and Jayu Dilip Parikh ji, and this is Ashok Vyas thanking all of you. even if you are not single, the inspiration that comes from them is wherever you identify any area that requires help, and if you can do something, this is the cue also coming from both of them. Lots of regards.
Thank
and
you,
namaste.
Ashok ji.
Thank you, Ashok
And
ji.
thanks to all
Thank
of you. Good wishes.
Namaskar.
Namaste.
Namaste.